5 most important things to know about patch 6.17. With worlds creeping up ever so quickly on us, the next few patches look to play it relatively safe. Changes will happen with broadening the pro playing field as far as viability is concerned. In the specific case of this patch, they're sending out a bunch of small-time tweaks to many champions across all roles in hopes to make the overall pick rate something more dynamic. Nerfing some of the auto picks and buffing some of the on-the-cusp champions should make for a deeper pool to wade in at the highest of levels. At least, that's the plan. 1. A Jace buff? As far as big tournament play, Jace hasn't seen much action since the 2014 World Championships, where Pawn of Samsung Galaxy White rode him to championship victory. He was only picked once in the 2015 Worlds, and though he pops up every now and again during the LCS season, he's most popular over in Korea. That said, his pick rate is still leagues lower than other top laners in the pro scene. Why is that? Well, Jace is a juggernaut, technically, but he doesn't scale Heath armor like a Garen or a Law. He is best at range, harassing opponents with his extreme range when in cannon mode, with intention to leap in and finish the job while in hammer mode. Being a ranged attacker whose attack speed isn't that great, Jace isn't scary enough to stop certain champions. Gap closers like Renekton will definitely get to Jace at will, and high sustain champions will negate his offense completely. Not to mention his middling presence in team fights. Piltover might need a new hero. Riot looks to readjust Jace's kit and put more emphasis on the follow-up hammering by lowering the mana cost of Thundering Blow to 40 at all ranks instead of a gradually increasing scale. After To the Skies. Another ability that got a flat mana cost adjustment earlier this season, Thundering Blow is usually what chunks wayward targets, as it does bonus damage equal to a percentage of the target's maximum heath and knocks the enemy back. Previously, Jace's ultimate, which switches his weapon back and forth between hammer and cannon mode, gave him bonus magic damage on his next hammer attack. Now, it's bonus attack damage. With his other two big hammer abilities also scaling with AD, this makes focusing on damage in his build that much more efficient. I like these changes, but will they bring Jace off the bench more often? 2. Jungle adjusting. Like its wild, real-world counterpart, the jungle of Summoner's Rift is full of denizens that are diverse and dangerous in their own ways. Some more than others, and some more uniquely effective than the rest. The pro scene has a reliable staple of jungle picks that, while good, narrows the meter in relatively unhealthy ways. How do you widen the viable pool? With nerfs and bans, of course. Punchy Piltover Police Officer, Vi, is a perfect jungler always except the most important, early clear speed. After level 6, she becomes an incredibly difficult ganker to impede. But because she can't power through camps like her contemporaries, she is probably hitting 6 after everyone else. In the high-level world of the pro scene, where speed is important in this position, Vi has found a seemingly permanent spot on the bench. A dismal fact, considering how fun she is to play. Riot hopes to adjust her clear speed by tweaking a few of her numbers. Her passive, which gives her a shield after activating her other abilities, now cools down faster. Fob Breaker, her dashing Q, has a lower early cooldown as well. The knockback time is static at 0.7 seconds during all levels, instead of a gradual increase per level. Excessive Force, which deals bonus AoE damage on top of her auto attacks, has a charge system. Now, on the first level you take it, you get a full stack of charges immediately. Will this be what puts the power back in her punches? On the other end of the spectrum, the go-to picks for pro jungling, Gragas and Rexay, are finding their kits an effect. Riot has tied their nerfs to the same particular reasons. They turn up too early, lack risk. 3. Pickier turrets. The stalwart and silent protection that turrets provide is irreplaceably important to early game League. When laning is going sideways, every character can usually rely on the slow and steady beat down a turret will give a froggy opponent on your behalf. They are a shield of offense, punishing over-aggression and controlling the ability to power towards the base without proper control of the field. There was a particularly glaring hole in the turrets game, and it involved how turrets decided to attack. Normally, a turret will shoot at a champion if no minions are around. It will prioritize minions if they enter the danger zone before a champion does. If an enemy champion does damage to a champion allied with the turret will begin to pelt the champ with increasingly damaging blows. That is, so long as the friendly champ is in the danger zone while it happens. If a friendly champ is engaged by an enemy before making it to the zone, then the turret just kinda lets it happen. How rude. Now, when an enemy attacks a friendly from the danger zone while the friendly is out of range of the danger zone, the enemy will draw aggro from the turret. This prevents those uncommon but present plays that effectively cut people off from the safety they should be promised. Additionally, turrets would fire randomly at champions once the minion wave was depleted. Now, it locks onto the closest champion. 4. ADC nerfs. At the end of last year, Marksmen got a big overhaul, with some of its key champions getting new tricks and the item pool getting transformative tweaks. That said, Season 6 has found Marksmen in an inevitably bleak position as a whole. Pro players don't rely on but a small selection of Marksmen in their team comps, and it usually depends on what their utility is outside of sustained, ranged damage dealing. This has made the viable choices for Marksmen a laughably small corner of the role as a whole. Something has to change. Riot, in hopes to not shake the game up too much right before Worlds, has decided to evaluate this elite cast of Marksmen and nerf him a bit, in hopes to shine a light on some of the lower-tiered option strengths. This includes Ashe, who has slowly become a trusty pick because her damage output is high compared to other utility-focused marksmen, and it doesn't come at a cost of her ability to kite people or engage from long distances. Her range's focus now only lasts 4 seconds instead of 5, which lowers her dueling capability a smidge. Now, if she wants to burn someone down, she has less time to do it and has to act quickly. Enchanted Crystal Arrow now does less damage at its first 2 levels. It's now less of a finishing blow and more of an enabler. 5. Arcade skins. One of the most popular sets of skins is getting a few new entries to the collection in this patch. Re, Ezreal, and Corki are getting the arcade treatment, and Riot may have outdone themselves on this one. Re's skin has a pretty apparent Zelda inspiration, while Corki's is a shout-out to shooters like Space Invaders, and Ezreal loses with JRPG flair. They are all very cool in their own right, and join Sona, the Karim, Veigar and others as some of the best skins in the game. If you want to know more about the rest of the changes this patch, including Diana's expanded pull reach and Gangplank's rebalancing, check out the blog post on Riot's website. Remember, the Leagueopedia is your premier source for all of your Pro League data, including the 2016 World Championships, so keep a tab open for us. And let us know what you like and don't like about 6.17 on Twitter and Facebook.
Check out these other amazing videos. Subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Thank you so much. Subscribe now.